Whenever a new expansion drops, it can always be super scary deciding what class to main throughout the entirety of it. So many questions would race through your head like, are they going to be good in arenas and battlegrounds? Are they going to be viable in a raiding environment? How are they in Mythic Plus? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. My name is Sky, and today we're going to be breaking down the safest classes to pick overall in Dragonflight based off the class spec variety and the way they are looking to perform. Kicking things off with number 1, the Shaman. The Shaman currently has one of the best and most complete talent builds in Dragonflight so far. Elemental is getting some massive changes with the addition to having multiple charges of Stormkeeper, which is one of their strongest offensive cooldowns, Gust of Wind making return, as well as having the option for Spirit Walk to increase movement speed for a duration. This helps Elemental on the mobility end, and especially for arenas and PvP in general. Also, having the addition of Primordial Wave buffing talents like Primordial Surge, and talents to extend your Ascendance duration like Further Beyond to keep you pumping away in Ascendance for PvE raid boss encounters. Enhancement also got some nice additions as well. Most of their previous legendary abilities you can obtain in the tree, and they are very powerful with all their multi-cleave and heavy AoE integrated talents. They were also given a new talent, Thorin's Invocation, to give their Ascendance window even more burst than ever. Overall, Enhancement is looking very fun and strong in almost all forms of content this upcoming X-Pack. Lastly, with Restoration, it's also in an amazing spot with how much great AoE healing they bring and the massive amount of utility as well as their totems. Overall, the Shaman is in an absolutely phenomenal spot with all 3 specs in all forms of content, which makes for easily one of the safest classes in Dragonflight. Massive group buff and utility, great burst damage, awesome transmog and class fantasy. What more could you ask for? Now, going to number 2, the Rogue. Rogue is honestly shaping up to be an incredible DPS class in Dragonflight, and specifically Assassination. With a ton of the specs weaknesses being now filled with a beautiful design of the new talent tree, it's starting to rise as a top performer once again. More mobility with 2 Shadow Steps, 2 shivs for more burst setups, and a lot more AoE with Indiscriminate Carnage, which spreads your next Garrote and Rupture to enemies nearby. Assassination also has very powerful 1-point cooldowns in the middle of their talent tree that lead to even more powerful abilities. They have great PvP, Mythic Plus, and even raid boss fighting builds, so they truly cover all the bases. Outlaw being another great option for PvP as usual, with some revamping of old talents and additions to new ones like Keep It Rolling for new dynamic when it comes to your roll to bones, and giving you the opportunity to have some insane DPS builds with Shadow Step to spam ambushes and finishers for massive damage increase temporary buffs. Subtlety is in a bit of a weird place, with not really bringing that much utility and damage in PvE, but they once again shine in PvP combat and will always be competitive and playable, making them a super fun choice. There are also some very interesting talent builds that are playable, like having 7 total combo points, having all your bleeds and poisons be converted to shadow damage, and a wide variety of other things that look like a ton of fun to try out and play. If you're looking for a great DPS class overall, Rogue is going to be truly something special in Dragonflight with the new talent tree and class additions. Now going to number 3, the Hunter. The Hunter is always going to be a safe option when heading into a new expansion. Very straightforward class that has the ability to deal tons of damage on the move, which is why they are used for most mechanics in a raid environment. Beast Mastery is a pretty typical when it comes to the playstyle it always was. You have your pets deal most of your damage, whether it's focusing on one in particular, or multiple pets to just straight up put out an entire zoo onto people. Overall, some of the damage numbers still need to be tweaked, but they are looking incredibly safe for the expansion. When it comes to marksmanship, they have huge burst windows and great cleave potential, and overall a lot of different tools to pick and choose from. Blizzard is currently spending a ton of time every single week in making sure the talent tree is solid, so they have a very wide variety of builds to pick and choose from in any scenario. When it comes to the melee spec Survival Hunter, it brings a really refreshing change of pace instead of always being in the back line. With this spec, you're going to be up close with your pet, dealing amazing damage with their bombs and big bursts with Mongoose stacks. In Shadowlands, the Hunter was very strong at the beginning and the end of the expansion, with Survival becoming insane from Mythic Plus overall for AoE damage. If you're looking for a class that is safe, that brings great gameplay variety for DPS overall, it's going to be Hunter, and it can very well just be your main this expansion. And finally, our last wildcard, number 4, the Monk. The Monk is no slouch heading into this expansion. Their talent trees are looking thought out and designed very well for all 3 specs as a whole. Brewmaster is going to be by far one of the stronger tank specs in the entire game with how many powerful cooldowns they have defensively, and their natural damage mitigation will always be high due to their passives. When it comes to Mistweaver, it honestly is in a bit of a weird place right now with how much they are still tweaking out the talent tree and integrating fist weaving into their gameplay style, but overall they shine the most in a Mythic Plus environment, with them fist weaving and dealing great damage while putting out some awesome off heals for the party and being very mobile. As you know, in Mythic Plus, time and efficiency are huge. That's exactly why they perform so well in them. When it comes to Windwalker Monk, they can honestly have the potential for being an incredible melee DPS for PvP and PvE. With almost unhealable burst and damage increases, Windwalker is scary to fight against. They also have a very wide variety of talent build setups that are super engaging and fun for almost any scenario. So theory crafting is going to be great in some situations. Monk is a very high mobility, fist punching kung fu master and is a great decision for anyone to main heading into Dragonflight. Dragonflight is going to be a great opportunity for you to decide whether you want to have a new main or not. And today, we just wanted to bring you some classes that we consider very safe when it comes to both PvE and PvP. We're not saying these are the only classes, we just wanted to try and guide you in the right direction with some of them. Dragonflight is right around the corner, and we here at the Comeback Kids are super excited to be playing with you all very soon. If you're interested in joining us in exploring the mystical lands of the Dragon Isles, please be sure to like and subscribe for more information soon. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. My name's Sky from the Comeback Kids, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!